Hello everyone, in this tutorial we'll show you how to insert data and connect into MySQL database using C#, Microsoft Visual C#. So first of all we have to create a database, and for this tutorial I'm using XAMPP. So I'll run a local server into my machine and create a database, but if you have already a database hosted on your domain, you can use that, it doesn't matter. So for those who are using XAMPP, we have to start the patch and the MySQL. And by the way, if you are using basically if you are running Skype at the same time, the ports are going to be blocked because Skype is using the same port as the MySQL does in the XAMPP. So we have our MySQL and Apache running. So we have to go on phpMyAdmin. So type in localhost/phpMyAdmin. Wait for it. Okay, so go to databases and let's create it and name it like insert data, and press create. So let's say it will be a register system, so let's name the table users, and we need the ID, the username, the password, 3 for now, and run. So we have the ID, the username, and the password. So the ID is going to be auto increment in primary key. So each user, basically when a user goes to register, he will have his own unique ID into the table, so that's why it's primary. And the auto increment it's just to number our registers. So users, the type is going to be int. For the username it's going to be varchar, and let's make the length of 255, and let's make the length for the password something big, and press save. Okay, so now we have our table created. So by the way, you have to install the MySQL connector. Go to Google and type in MySQL connector, and Windows download. Select this MySQL download connector /net, because we have the C#.net. So and you select your version, Microsoft Windows, and press download. And then after you have installed it, create a project on the Visual C# by going file, new project, Windows Form application, and for me I will name it tutorial, and press OK. So here we have our form. First things first, we have to import a reference. So the reference will be our installed MySQL connector, and you have to go to browse and computer. So you have to go on your install directory of MySQL connector. So local disk, program files, find MySQL connector, assemblies and select the v4.0. It's the framework, so we are using this framework, so select 4. And now from here we need the .data and .web, and press OK. So you can see your imported reference here. Am I recording? Yeah. Okay. So now let's rename our form to something like MySQL connector. Yeah. And let's create first the form. So username, copy and paste it. Password, and let's create our text boxes. And for the password, we will use the US system password char. So the characters that you have typed, it will be converted into password characters, as you can see. And here it will be the register button. And let's set the maximizable to false. Or is it? Oh, yeah, click on your form, maximize false, and the border style will be fixed single, so we can resize it. Yep. So we have our form. Now let's go to the register button action, and we have to import our MySQL client. So let's type it using MySQL data MySQL client. And we have first to set the connection string. Yeah, you will see later what I mean. MySQL connection, let's name it con, and the connection string that I told you is going to be something like server is equal to localhost. Here you type your server, you will find it on your domain specifications. Server UID, username, for me it's root, the password is null, and our database is register. No, how we name it? Let's see, insert D. Okay, insert D and save it. So now we have to establish the connection, and let's run this with try catch to get any errors. Exception E, and let's show the error in case we have one. So error exe.message. Oh, yeah, the variable E already exists, as you can see here, so let's name it way, doesn't matter. Okay, and here inside try you type in con is equal to new MySQL connection, so we establish our connection, and then we set the connection string to our con string, and then finally we open our connection, and let's test it. So if no errors occurs, then it works correctly. Yeah, it works, no error, great. So we have connected to our database, and the last thing that we have to do is to insert our data. So we have to create a query, and this will be a string, and this is common SQL, so there's no something new you have to learn. So insert into users, our table, users, the values that we want: ID, username, password, values, ID, username, password. So this will be replaced with our typed values. So we have now to execute a MySQL command. So let's type in using MySQL command. Yeah. CMD, let's name it. It's equal to MySQL command, and here we need our query and connection, as you can see here. Okay, so now we need to add parameters to our MySQL command. So you have to type cmd dot parameters command dot add with value, and here type in the ID and make sure it's exactly the same, comma null, because our ID is auto increment, so we don't have to insert any values. cmd dot parameters dot add with value, username, and here will be the text box one dot text, and this is for username. Let's see, text box one dot text. Yeah, and let's copy and paste it to save our time. Password text box 2. And now finally we have to execute our query. So cmd execute non-query. Let's see, and here let's show the user that he has been successfully registered. You have been successfully registered as plus textbox one dot text. Let's see if it works. So let's say John for the username and 1 2 3 4 5 6 for the password, and press register. You have been successfully registered as John. And let's check our database. And yeah, we have already here username and the password. And let's create another one, George 654321. Register successfully, and let's check again. And yeah, as you can see, the ID is auto increment for its register. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Please rate, comment and subscribe.